You're listening to the Trade Show Insights Podcast, Season 16, Episode 8. I'm your host and exhibit marketing strategist, Marlis Arnold, bringing you tools to improve your exhibit results. On today's episode, brought to you by the Exhibit Marketers Cafe, we've got a rebroadcast of our virtual lunch with an expert on how to improve your personal brand on LinkedIn. I am so excited to bring on our guest today because she's known as the LinkedIn expert, and she truly is a LinkedIn expert. So I want to introduce to you Viveka von Rosen.
Hello.
Hey, Viveka.
Hey.
She's the co-founder and CVO, or Chief Visibility Officer of Vengresso. She's known internationally as the LinkedIn expert. I mean, literally, that is her at tag at LinkedIn expert. She's the author of best-selling LinkedIn Marketing An Hour a Day and the brand new LinkedIn 101 Ways to Rock Your Personal Brand. There it is. And as a contributing expert to LinkedIn's official sales and marketing blogs and their sophisticated marketers guides, she's often called on to contribute to publications like Fast Company, Forbes, Money, Entrepreneur, the Social Media Examiner, and more. Viveka takes the LinkedIn experience that she's perfected over the last 10 plus years and transforms it into engaging and informational training, and has provided over 100,000 people with the tools and strategies they need to succeed on LinkedIn. So we are very honored to have her here with us today at Virtual Lunch. Welcome, Viveka.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks.
Well, I love how you started this, and how can I compete with Bob Ross and cows, right? But I've got all the links open so I can go look at them later. That's awesome.
I love it. Yeah. Well, and just a little backstory for you, Viveka, and for those who may be new joining us. We started this last year in March, and just wanted it to be a community for the trade show industry. Yeah. And so we did it every Tuesday last year. And then now this year we do twice a month. But, I want it to be a place where people can come and, not only learn things, but also have a little bit of fun too. So that's where Bob Ross and the cows come in.
I love it. No, it's such a great resource. It just reminded me kind of like, the old school radio shows that were just kind of like hanging out and chatting, before blogs, before, podcasts, before lives. And I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. It's like, when people ask me, is it a podcast? What is it? It's like, well, it's a combination of news show, talk show, late night show.
Exactly.
All right. Well, moving on to LinkedIn.
Yes.
So I think the first time I heard you speak was on Amy Porterfield's podcast several years ago. And I remember I was like taking all these crazy notes, and I started working on my profile and fixing things and tweaking things and doing things. And so I don't know if we're going to get into the SSI scores today, if you're going to talk about that, but I did start seeing my score go up. And so in fact, it's like I'd been stuck in the 60s for a long time. Yeah. And just last week I checked, and I'm now up to 73. So I was proud of myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, the SSI score, for anyone who's wondering, is the social selling index. So LinkedIn goes in and sees, how finished is your profile? Are you connecting with people? Are you engaging with people's content? Are you sending messages and responding to messages? And it kind of looks at all of those things and gives you a score. What we found out, and I don't know if this is true, and I hope it's not true, but I'm on this LinkedIn experts forum, and one of the women there said, I got the new creator profile on LinkedIn, which is awesome. And I think for those of us who are creators, I think it's great. But she said, but my score dropped 10 points. And I'm like, mine did too. So I went
Huh.
from like 84, 85 down to like, I think, well, maybe not 10 points, but like 76. And I'm like, what? But she said it was because of the creator profile. I'm like, no. And you know what? I will give up an SSI score for all the cool new features. So it's kind of interesting though, how LinkedIn gamifies itself. But if you want to go to your SSI score, yourssiscore.com, it'll show you your SSI score.
Yeah, and it's tricky to find too. I know
Yeah.
because it took a while for me to find it. I think we might have a link, Alan. We might have a link for the tip that she has on Vengresso's site for the LinkedIn SSI scores. So
cool.
anyway,
Yeah.
If so, we'll put that up here in just a minute.
Awesome.
And by the way, if you are listening to the replay of this on Trade Show Insights podcast, all the links are in the show notes as well. So you can get those from there if you're just listening to the audio. But so anyway, so talking about, so some of the things that you can do to help improve that score, improve your profile. What are some of your best tips for people to do?
Yeah, sure. So again, for those of you who are not only running your business, but you're kind of the spokesperson for your business, go to your profile on the computer, not on your phone, but go to your profile on the computer, scroll down to where it says My Dashboard, and see if you've got creator mode. This is brandish new. It's like a month old or so. So see if you have that creator mode option. And if you do, all it does is it allows your lives to play on top where your banner is, if you in fact have LinkedIn Live, which is a big assumption.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that too.
Yeah. It's funny because while you were sharing all the great stuff this morning, I'm like, oh, I've never actually seen, because I'm doing live, so I don't actually see my page while I'm live. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see it on Marvelous. And yeah, they haven't given it to you yet. So, but yeah, so if you've got live, great, it'll play on top of your head. But also it will allow you to choose 5 hashtags that you're going to want to use with regularity. So make them like 5 of your best hashtags. And it will help to promote those posts within what used to be hashtag communities, now just like on LinkedIn. And then it will also move up your featured section, and it will also move up your activity if you're active sharing content on LinkedIn. So if you're not doing any of that stuff, then don't worry, don't even look for it. But if you are active on LinkedIn, if you are a content creator for your company, then definitely you're going to want to turn on that creator mode if you have it yet. And it should be rolling out to everybody soon, but it's LinkedIn. So
whatever LinkedIn's definition of soon is.
Exactly.
Right?
8 months from now, like when I get my next check. Yeah. Like whatever.
Yeah. No, well, I've been applying. I've applied, I think like 5 times for LinkedIn Live. And, they just completely, I wish at least they would reject you. They just ignore you.
I know. They just, so the trick is you either have to be a LinkedIn Learning author like I am, and that's the only reason I got live, or you just keep applying. My friend Kate just got it. She had to apply 12 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And if you're already doing lives like you are, right, on YouTube and Facebook, then add links to those lives. And whatever you do, don't tell LinkedIn that you're going to be talking about LinkedIn, because they don't like that, which is what I did wrong, amongst other things. But yeah, if you're applying for lives and you already do lives on other channels, then make sure to share the links. They basically want to know that you know how to do it, and that you know how to use, and let them know that you use StreamYard in your case. And maybe it'll
interesting. Work. It's interesting because the last time, because it used to be, they asked you all that kind of stuff. The last time I applied, which was just last month, they've streamlined it, and there's like hardly anything. Like you don't have an opportunity to share the fact that, I broadcast every month anyway. And here,
not even that.
Yeah, no. So
just keep applying then.
Yeah.
Hit that. So it's like hitting the up button on the elevator. Just keep applying.
Well, and then what's really funny is they're like, so upload native video, but 10 minutes or less. And it's like, well, these are like 30 minutes long. I can't upload a whole, one of these. So it's a game. I think it's a real game to try to get in there. But anyway, so on to some other cool things. I know profiles, a couple of other new things that they have available on the profiles. I think there's the creator, was that the little orange circle? Because you kept talking about
the little orange circle is the and I don't know if they come all together. I got them all together, but I'm not entirely sure they came all together. But there's this cool new feature. It's called, its official name is Video Cover Stories.
Okay.
I call it the Harry Potter effect. And what happens is you can shoot these 20-second videos that actually play where your head is on your profile. So where your picture normally is on your profile, what happens is when you have it, and you go to someone else's profile who has it, so it's they're being super selective. Again,
So you
everyone will
can't
get
see it unless you have it too.
No, and that's why I did the video on it, because obviously if I'm showing my profile in a video, y'all can see it. But you can't see it on other people's profiles unless you have it too. It's just like, ooh, the cool clubs, cool kids club. But it's cool because you see this picture of the person and then you see this 3-second video and then it goes back to being the picture. So it's very Harry Potter effect. But when you click on the circle, then the full 20-second, advertisement comes up. So for us, I mean, so you've got your headline, of course, which is under your picture. You've got your video cover story, which is your picture. And then you've got your voice pronunciation, which is a little sound icon to the right of your picture. And for all three of those, we basically recommend utilizing our formula, which is tell people who you help, tell your audience who you help, how you help them, and then you can say who you are in the company. But I always say, if I just had what is my title? CVO of Vengresso. Like, you don't know what a CVO is and you don't know what a Vengresso is. Like, am I the chief vitality officer of some soup brand? No one knows what a CVO of Vengresso is. So you never want to lead with that. And unfortunately, when you create your LinkedIn profile, especially if you did it back in the day, it said, what's your title? Where do you work? And that's what it put in that headline section.
Right.
But you actually have 220 characters where you can tell people, who you help, how you help them, who you are, what you do. So for us, we help B2B companies create more quality and qualified conversations. So there you go. And actually B2B sales and sales leaders. So it's very clear who we help. And then I take that into my name pronunciation tool, which you can only do on your mobile device. You can listen to it anywhere, but you can only do it on your mobile device in the profile section. And then I took that and expanded upon it a little bit for that video cover story. So the brand is very much aligned with the headline and the name pronunciation and the video cover story. And then, of course, if you can get that background image to reflect your brand, obviously you want to do that too. And that's all right above the fold. Like, if you have those elements, and then of course you want a picture that looks like you, because the last thing you want is like that 1980s glam shot. And then you have that video cover story, which looks like your mother. And then it goes back to being glam shot, so you want to make sure that you nail all of those. And it takes a little bit of effort. But once that's done, that's huge, huge, huge as far as impact and branding. And then you've got, and then people are a lot more likely to scroll down and look at the rest of your profile, which you want to be a resource for your buyer. You don't want it to be a resume. So many people, in fact, they had a tool, it's gone now, but you used to be able to upload your resume into LinkedIn and it would plug it into the right places, right? And a lot of people stopped there, but hopefully there's not many people on this call or on this live looking for a job. So if you, right? But if you've got a company and you want the company and you want to explain, your company, you really want to focus again on how you help people, not that you're, that you've got 25 years in the industry. No one cares about that yet. They want to know, how can you help me? How are you going to help me? How are you going to help me and my brand stand out online? How are you going to help me and my brand stand out at a conference? Should we ever go to those again? How are you in a virtual event? How are you going to help me and my brand really stand out? And so once you've addressed that, then you can go into, who you are and how long you've been in the world of, exhibits or whatever.
Well, and I think I know that's something I probably need to work on my headline. I've done a good job of changing it out. Like, I put in about virtual event experience in there last year, which of course now all of a sudden I get all these like spammy people wanting to connect with me just because I have virtual events in there in the title. So
exactly.
Yeah. But okay, so that's another thing. Let's talk about reaching out and connecting, because I get lots of LinkedIn invitations from people, and I'm pretty open. If I look and I see that, we have 27 shared connections and most of
Yeah.
them are in the trade show industry, I know they're probably okay. But if I get an invitation from somebody and we only have one or two people in common, and it's like, and especially like you said, that headline, I'm reading it, I'm going, this person's a
What?
salesperson,
I can tell.
Yeah. And
Lead
like,
generation.
yeah. And as soon as you click connect, you've immediately got like three messages popping in from them.
Yep.
So what are some tips for the appropriate way to try to reach out and connect with people on LinkedIn?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you for bringing that. Yeah. And I don't get it. Cause like if we were at a trade show or a conference, we would never be like, hey, my name's Vivica. You should totally buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. And yet that's what we're doing on LinkedIn. Like, let's connect and then buy my stuff, hire me, and you're like, no, delete, goodbye.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people think it's okay to do that on LinkedIn. So when you're on LinkedIn and you're inviting someone to connect, first of all, you don't have to connect with everybody. Be very, very clear on who your target market is, whether they are your buyer or you share an audience of buyers. Because one of my favorite clients was Tom James. They're a boutique clothing company, which we do very little B2C at Vengresso, but their audience were C-suite, B2B, et cetera. And so we shared an audience. So so the relationship made sense. So when you find that person that you want to connect with on LinkedIn, first of all, don't automate anything. Like automation on LinkedIn, a huge no-no. You'll see it because you'll have all these salespeople or these lead generation people using their own tool to generate leads. Well, all they're doing is like annoying you. My favorite worst invitation ever was, dear sir, I noticed that you're in the cleaning supply business like me. If you want great leads like this, let's connect. We do lead generation. I'm like, not a sir, not in like, where in the world did they get industrial cleaning? So don't automate. You do always want to customize your invitation, personalize your invitation, whether you're doing it on your phone or on your desktop or laptop. But we call it the 3x3. Take 3 minutes to look at the person's profile, get their gender correct. And now there's a his, her, she, her, or that, they, them. So now there's actually that feature if you want to add that to your name. So get their gender correct. Listen to the name pronunciation if they have it down. Look at their profile. See who you have in common. Look at their content. What are they sharing? Look at their featured section if they have it. What have they shared? What blog posts, podcasts, whatever. Where did they go to school? What do you have in common with that person? And so after 3 minutes and choosing 3 things, utilize that when you reach out in that invitation to connect. Like, I'm not going to connect with you if you just say we have a bunch of friends in common. Okay, who are our friends in common? Like, I noticed that you're connected to Jay Bear, love his podcast, would want to connect with you too. Okay, sure. Like, know my friend and he's got a podcast, and okay, let's connect. So that's one thing is do the 3x3. Another really good thing to do, and it's kind of a win-win situation all the way around, is if they are sharing content, go to their activity, engage on their content, right? Like it, comment on it, maybe even share it for them. That's going to create that name face recognition so that when you invite them to connect, you're like, hey, love the post you did the other day on, the best exhibits to use for a virtual show. I don't know if you saw, I shared it for you. I think my audience would be really interested in it. And do you want to connect? So it's going to take a little bit more time to do this, but we're looking for quality connections. I mean, back in the day, right, when LinkedIn first started, everyone was a lion, a LinkedIn open networker, and you would connect with just anyone because that's the way LinkedIn worked back then. But now LinkedIn's changed its algorithm. It actually is more likely to promote your content if you've got a smaller network of interested people engaging on your content, dwelling on your content. And then, so it's actually better to have a smaller, more engaged network than it is to have 30,000 connections. Also, it's a pain in the butt to have 30,000 connections because I've got that many and it's like, oh, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, well, I don't have that. I have a little over 1,000, and yeah,
That's good.
It's challenging to, like, when I do my invitations for virtual lunch.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, at least I've not found a way that you can save an invitation list. So I have to go
Wouldn't
through
that be every time?
every time. And literally, I mean, I'm like cross-eyed by the time I'm done. I'm like going through all these names. So those of you who get my invitations, if I ever skip you one week, I'm very sorry, but I have to go one by one.
But you can always go to our profile and see the invite there.
Yeah, you can always, and then that's why I always share it. The day before, I always just share it openly as well. But the personal invitations have to go out one by one by one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. I know they don't want you to automate the process. They want it to be as much a one-on-one. They want you to see the person's name and think to yourself, oh, I actually know that person, and have real relationships on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, as you said, the scammers, the spammers, they've figured out there's ways to automate LinkedIn, but it's really kind of ruin it for all of us. I think all of us can go into our inbox right now, and the majority of content there is going to be scammy or spammy. So stand out, be the exception.
Well, another cool thing that you shared recently that I discovered and I've been starting to use it is the voicemail messages, which are really cool. I actually even shared a voicemail message with someone, and they actually sent me back a voicemail.
I love it.
That was really cool. So tell us a little bit about that. And I think we might have a link for that one as well too. So
cool. Yeah. So and it's easier to do on your mobile device. Actually, voicemail you can only do on your mobile device. If you want to leave a video message, you can do it on mobile or desktop, but they're both easier on your mobile device. So yeah, when you go to your mobile device on LinkedIn, you go to LinkedIn, the app, you go to your message, what you're going to see is a little plus sign, or no, I'm sorry, for the voicemail on the right-hand side, you're just going to see a little microphone icon. If you press that, you can leave up to, I think it's a 30-second voicemail, which is definitely going to be different than what everybody else is doing out there. Now, you can't do that on your invitation to connect, but you can do it once you are connected with someone. So once they've accepted that invitation, you can absolutely leave voicemails, and it's really going to separate you from all the other stuff out there. And the other thing you could do, which is really powerful, is leave a video message. You could do it natively using your app. You can do it natively on your desktop, and or you can use a third-party tool. I use OneMob, but it's a really great way to stand out.
Yeah, I have SendSpark, and I've been using that too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, couple other things I want to make sure we get in here is that your great new book, 101 Ways to Rock LinkedIn, you have made it available so anybody can get a free PDF copy. So that's how I read mine. So that's why I don't have a copy I could share. Mine's exactly. On my iPad. But I'm going to share that link for you so that you can go get a copy of Vivica's new book. Yeah. And then also there's lots of other resources that you have available on the Vengresso site as well. So I'm going to put up that one. So here is the link that you can go request Vivica's brand new LinkedIn book with 101 tips. And I mean, I've got a whole new list, a task list now of things that I still need to work on. So
it's really, I mean, 101 seems like a lot, but actually this book is a lot.
Oh, it's a fast
smaller than the first. Yeah. I mean, it's like tip picture. So you can get it, you can read it in probably an hour or two. It only took me like, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours to write and 498 hours to edit. But, well, I didn't have to edit it and the team did, but yeah, that's, realistically, folks. So if it only took me like, 4 to 6 hours to write it, it's not going to take you that long to read it. What will take a little time, to your point, is adding the action or actually taking action and, changing your headline, adding your featured section, expanding on your about section, adding your recommendations, whatever it is.
But it's a great way to just kind of go through and it's like, okay, got that handled. Okay, here's my next thing, and just kind of walking through. Check. So I like how it's the little bite-sized tips. Makes it feel very manageable that way.
Awesome. Well, our audience, of course, is B2B salespeople. So we know attention span 0, so we have to make sure just a little bit of activity a day.
Or it's like, I got 5 minutes. What can I do?
Exactly.
Work it in.
Exactly. I got 5 minutes between calls.
Yeah. So, well, Vivica, thank you so much for being our guest today on
Absolutely.
Virtual Lunch. I mean, this has been so eye-opening. I mean, I follow you, and I still learned new things today that I hadn't heard you talk
Yay.
about before. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh my goodness, my pleasure. Bye, everyone.
You can find all the links mentioned during our interview in this episode's show notes at tradeshowinsights.com. And if you'd like to join us for an upcoming virtual lunch, you'll find info on that at exhibitmarketerscafe.com/lunch. If you enjoyed today's episode and would like more, you can subscribe to the podcast and automatically receive future episodes on your chosen device. Simply search for Trade Show Insights in Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or virtually anywhere else that podcasts are found, then click the subscribe button. Trade Show Insights is protected by the Creative Commons copyright license. You may feel free to share this recording with colleagues or embed it on your own blog, as long as it's shared in its entirety and is not used for commercial purposes. To learn more, please see the link in the sidebar of the show notes at tradeshowinsights.com. Well, that's it for this episode of Trade Show Insights. Be sure to check out our show notes and archives at tradeshowinsights.com. You can also connect with me using the social media links or the contact page on the site. I'm Marlis Arnold. Thanks for listening, and be sure to join us next time for more tools to improve your exhibit results.